hello before.
Okay, all right. Hello,
What's up?
thank you for doing this for Kane University. And give me your full name.
Okay.
Your full
First
name.
of all, I want to tell you I'm doing this for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. King University is the second.
Okay,
Okay. My name is Ed Mossberg.
okay.
I was born in Krakow, Poland.
Yes, what's your birthday?
My birthday is January 6, 1926.
Okay.
Before the war, I had a family,
Mm-hmm.
parents, two sisters, grandparents, uncles, aunts, grandparents. I
And
am the only survivor.
you're the only survivor. Okay. And where were you
I was,
liberated from? Oh,
that's right. I was in Mauthausen,
guess where my
And
father
then-
was.
and then I was liberated from Mauthausen. I went in, I worked in Mauthausen, the stone mines, and then I was liberated in Linz, in Austria. And this here is still my number that I wear all the time. This is the original number that I got in Mauthausen, and I wear it all the time.
Now, when were you liberated in Mauthausen?
I was liberated in Linz,
No, okay,
May 5th, 1945.
okay.
The day we were liberated, actually, early in the morning of that day, the SS, the Germans, said to us that they're coming in across,
Go ahead.
the Americans are coming and they will be fighting in the city and they would like to save us. So they gathered us all together, close to 5,000 men, and the SS were probably about 500. And they brought us into the mountains where there were caves, and they want to save us from the battles between the American and the German, and we should go inside to the caves. The caves were set up with dynamite to blow us up, because I don't know if you are aware of it, but on April 14, 1945, Himmler issued an order to all commandants of all the concentration camps not to leave anybody alive. So they were trying to kill us just the day of liberation. We didn't go inside the caves, and this is what happened, that I survived. At one point, somebody come in and say, listen, the American went through the town. So the SS rounded us up, and they said they're going to bring us back to the camp. As we're walking, still surrounded by the SS, at one point there was standing a man whom I recognized. He was a Russian colonel who was a prisoner of war, and he a day or a couple of days early escaped, and he stopped on the road and he said to the commandant to give up the arms. One of the Germans tried to shoot him, he shot him, and then all the prisoners jumped and took away the arms from the Germans. And a lot of people ran away right away. I did not. I went back because I didn't have where to go. So I went back to the camp in Linz. But I know that I have a bed, that I can sleep there, and I know I will get something to eat, a soup. And this is what I wind up over there. Then they brought in all the SS, the Germans, they brought it into the assembly place in the camp, and they come up to me and they said, come on, you will see what's going on. I did not go there because I didn't want to be part of the lynching. So I stay in the barrack.
You mean the Jews were lynching Germans?
Yes. But they were not Jews, because you have to remember one thing. Mauthausen was not a Jewish camp. Mauthausen, most of the people, they were not Jewish. They were Polish, Italians, Russians, French, from every country. Okay? So our camp, I think so. There were 5,000 people. There were a couple hundred only Jews.
Okay.
There were very few in there. So especially the Russians, they were the prisoner of war. They jumped right away on the German, and they brought them in. They were beating them, killing them, whatever. I did not want to be part of it.
Now,
And I fall asleep.
yeah.
And the next morning they told me, you have to leave. I said, what do you mean, where I go? Everybody leave. So they throw us out, okay? And we walk on the road, and then I stop from German. They were standing over there, give us some clothing or whatever it is. And I wind up in a school overnight,
Okay.
okay?
Now, let me ask you, did you have friends here? Or people buddies or anybody you were close to?
I had some friends.
Who were they?
There were some friends that were with me in a concentration camp.
Did you stay, do you still stay connected
Well,
with?
I would tell you the
Okay.
whole, if you let
Go
me
ahead.
talk,
Go
you
ahead.
will have everything.
Okay.
So we stayed there overnight, and the next day, I don't know how this happened, that they steer us to a outside of how you call it, outside of Linz, to a house that we should stay there. And I had a couple guys with me. One name was Leo Fenichel, and then Tulek Forstenser, and a couple other ones that I don't know anymore. I don't remember the name, but they were probably with us maybe 10 guys or 12 guys.
Right.
And there were most of them Jewish, the group, with the exception of one man who was, we call him the old man. He was from Krakow, Poland. He was not Jewish. He was also a prisoner of Linz. And he came with us. And he was maybe 40 years old, but we call him the old man. And he controlled the food because no one overeat themselves.
That's good.
Okay, because a lot of people, they're overeat and they die from overeating. So he was controlling not to eat at once. He was controlling I do not remember his name. I see him in my eye, but I can't remember his name.
Okay.
And this was in Leonding, and the building that we stayed at was a museum after Hitler's parents.
Now, Leon Green was also in Leonding.
What?
Leon Green was in Leonding. This was like a farm.
No, this is a complete two different thing.
Okay.
I know where Leo Green was in Hart.
Okay.
Hart. There was a farm in Hart.
Okay.
Okay? It was not Leonding.
Okay.
It was very close by.
Okay.
And right next to it was a cemetery where Hitler's parents were buried. And every day, there were fresh flowers. I remember the name, Alois Hitler. But Alois Hitler was not the real father of Hitler. But his real father was Schuldengruber or something like this. I don't remember the exact name. But he was adopted by Alois Hitler.
Okay. Right. Go ahead.
And right close by, I don't know, a couple hundred feet further down, there was the Hitler's parents' house. But one day, somehow we discover that the woman who was living in the house on the first floor, because we lived on the second floor, she hid something in the room, okay? And there was all the belongings from the museum.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, how
And
long? Oh, go ahead.
we destroyed this.
Really? Instead of keeping it?
We destroyed. I mean, you can't believe it. What was there?
Do you remember?
What remember? What was there? Was
Just
so many things.
From Hitler.
Like, yeah, from Hitler's parents and Hitler's youth. We destroy everything. I remember. I came into the woman's apartment, and there was a exactly the same apartment like on the second floor. And I'm sitting and I see there is a closet, portable closet, in one point. And I remember upstairs there is a door to another room. So I went outside with that Leo Fenikel, and he lifted me up, and I looked through the window. I could see Hitler sitting there. It was bust of Hitler. So we went back, we moved the closet, we go inside, and we found that the file of the party, the Nazi party there. So we called the Americans, the MP, they came in, they pick up the Hitler bust, okay, and all the file, the papers, and they took off with them. And we did the job on the rest of the... and we stayed there for a while.
Do you remember how, was it weeks, months?
I don't know. It was a while, okay?
Okay.
And nearby was a farmhouse. There were quite big concentration of the displaced person. And over there was Leo Green, Mori Pantirer, Zuckerman, Sperling. I don't remember more.
Did you meet them when they were there?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you meet them?
I used to go there every day. Oh, and my wife was there too.
Is that where you met her?
No, I met my wife in a concentration camp.
Okay.
Okay. We met over there, and then she was there, I used to come up over there. Then we were going looking for the family.
Now
Okay.
you weren't,
Uh,
okay, go ahead.
We're looking for a family.
Right.
I found out that there are some girls were liberated in Bergen-Belsen. And she was looking for her. Some other people want to go, but they were afraid to go by themselves because there was a big distance. So I said, if you want to go, I am going. Who want to go? So a group of people went with me. We got to Bergen-Belsen, and my wife went there too. And we find out there was no one there from my family and no one from there. So I don't know what happened with the rest of the people, but with my wife, we came back to Austria. She went to Hart, and I went back to the Leonding. Okay? And then we were moved to, from that point, they opened the Bindermichel in Linz. So I came in there, I was one of the guys was the Mietek Schiff. Okay, he lived in Canada, he passed away. Okay, but they were all older than me. And so we got that apartment on Bindermichel with this Schiff, Forstenser, Fenichel. My wife got a room over there. And then she decided to go to Poland.
Now, when did you get to Bindermichel? Do you remember 1946?
What?
1946?
No, 1945.
Okay.
Everything, 1946 was finished. I was not there anymore.
Okay.
Oh, I was out from that place.
Okay.
Okay? I didn't want to go in for the food stamp or whatever they were giving out.
All right, go
I
ahead.
don't think so. I ever, whatever.
Okay.
So she went to Poland, and she found her father in a hospital by accident. He was liberated from Buchenwald. So she came back to Poland, and I decided to go because there was some woman there in Krakow, so I went in to look for my family. So I came there, we went together back. She stayed with her father, and I was looking for where I can find it. And I found a woman, I can't remember her name, but it's not important. I found a woman, she was liberated in Stutthof, okay? And she said, yes, I knew your sisters. And she said, I knew your wife's sister, my wife's, her sister. They were with us here. And one day, they took about 5,000-6,000 women. They shot them alongside the Baltic Sea, and they throw them to the sea. Okay, and we fall into the water. On top of me, she said, I was on top of some dead people, and on top of me was some other dead people. And I couldn't move till the water was coming in and loosened up. And I got out, and 5 other ones, or 4 other ones, 5 together. We went to the town, and there was already, the Russians were there, they were already liberated. So now I knew already the story about what happened to my 2 sisters. And then I follow up, years later, I went to Stuttgart and I found the records that my 2 sisters were there, and a cousin of my wife, and also a sister of my wife. So I didn't have nothing else to do anymore in Poland. I was sick. I had, when I was liberated, I had tuberculosis of bones and lungs. So I went back to Austria. First I tried to go in the, how you say it, in the mountains in Poland, but then I went to Austria, and the American Jewish Committee, AGC, they sent me to Italy, to Meran. There was a hospital in Meran, there were a lot of sick people there. And from there, I went into Cortina d'Ampezzo. This was already in 1946. Okay, it was, no, 45, end of 45 or 46. Okay, because you want to know how long I was in Biedermichel. I was, in 45, I was out of there.
Okay.
So in 45, 46, no, because I was already on the New Year's, in New Year's and Christmas, 45, I was already in Cortina d'Ampezzo, in Italy.
Okay.
Now I remember when I was there, okay?
Okay.
So, and I stayed there for several months, and in wait a second, can you hold it?
Yeah. Take your time.
No, it was 46, the winter of 40, because I stayed for a while in Krakow, in Poland, okay? And then I came back to Biedermichel, and I came back in 46, but just for a visit,
That's
okay?
okay.
And then in 46, the winter of 46 to 47, I went to Italy, okay?
To get well.
Right, and this is what was the Christmas 46 and 47 that I was there in Italy, because in 47 I came back to Krakow, and my wife was there, and she said that her father and her decided to go to Belgium. So I said, you know what? I have nobody here. I go with you to Belgium, to Brussels, and I went with them. And we got married in Brussels in 47.
Okay.
So this is how my whole story is, what happened after it.
Now I'm going to ask you some questions. So, I need to get some details about some friendships and a little bit about Biedermichel, and then I'll get into some friendships afterwards. Who did you know? Who were you friendly with in the last 65 years? You had friends. Of the friends you had, who were friends from the Hart, Landing, and Biedermichel that you remained friends with in the United States?
I told you, Maury Pantiere,
Okay.
Zuckerman, Sperling, Leo Green, and my wife.
Of course.
Right.
Okay. Did you see any of them, go to any of their marriages in Biedermichel?
No, I was never on any of the marriages. No.
Okay, or did you didn't see any of their kids get born in Europe? Okay. But you later on in the United States went probably to all the bar mitzvahs.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
in did you, if I were to ask you just some questions about Bindermichel, just for a feeling, I have other people who've given me information, so it's just collaborative. A, a lot of people say that many of these camps were pressured by Zionists to be a certain way. So I will ask you, did you have to do anything in these camps? Were you under pressure to do anything?
No one can pressure me.
Not only you,
I don't know.
You weren't pressured personally. Did you have to work?
Over there?
Yeah.
No.
You were given an apartment. How
Yes.
were the apartments laid out?
Oh, it's okay. It was
Like 2 people per each apartment, 4 people? If you don't remember, that's
I don't
okay.
remember. I know I had a room. Okay?
You were given food?
Yes.
There was a central kitchen? If you don't remember,
I don't want to tell you, but I think so there was something, but I don't remember.
do you? If you don't, you don't.
I'm not just telling you. I don't remember.
Was it relaxed? Was there? Do you remember anything about how people made money?
Over there?
Yeah. Black market.
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Oops.
that's all
Hold
right.
on.
Don't worry.
Let me turn it.
Okay.
Leon Green.
Oh. So why you shouldn't answer?
I can't in the middle of this.
That's okay.
I'll come back.